Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Ensemble Movie Month. And I'm going to do it, guys. I'm going to do the unthinkable. Tonight, after a long wait, I'm going to finally review a movie that nobody thought I would be reviewing, and it's called Solo. This is the synopsis. A cybernetic organism enters into a jungle made by Adrian Brody, and he kicks ass in the jungle to try to stop these evil Central Americans from taking over a land. Does that sound like the 2000? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's Solo, right? But that's not the 2018 movie. Gotcha, guys. Yeah, I'm not reviewing that movie. No, this is Solo from 1996, starring Mario Van Peebles. Yeah, I'm reviewing this. I know you've never heard of it, but guess what? Sorry, Disney. There was already a movie called Solo, and this is the real Solo. This is the movie called Solo. The name of the character is Solo. So this is the first one. Even the titles you can't do originally anymore. Got to take it from another movie. But anyway, this is a movie that got a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 3.9 on IMDb. It got thrashed by critics saying it's derivative. I'm like, it's basically if you took Universal Soldier, Predator, and Commando that Arnold did back in the 1980s and mix it all together, and you have a black lead, and there you go. But it's entertaining for a PG-13 action film from 1996 called Solo, by the way. So I fooled all you guys. Um, yeah, this movie is not going to be bad as the other Solo that's coming out later tonight. Basically, Mario Van Peebles plays a cyborg. He has more emotion in just like a few looks and the laughs that he does. That he's less robotic as an actor than freaking Felicity Jones and Amelia Clark and freaking half of these people that have done Disney Wars. Yeah, he has more expression, and the movie has a lot of good practical effects. The one when he gets injured and he opens his circuits and he tries to fix himself, and there's a scene where these kids in Central America, I don't know where it is, but I would probably say El Salvador or something like that, one of those smaller countries. It wasn't Panama because they weren't black enough, but yeah, he fixes a TV because they're watching, I think, Earth versus the Flying Saucers, or uh, yeah, so one of those old 50 sci-fi movies, and he takes his circuits and puts it into the TV, and it makes it clear. This is when TVs before they had HD, servers and cable boxes that were like HD quality and streaming. This is way before Netflix. So people back then, if they had like an antenna, that was the way you watched the TV back then in the 90s. But yeah, the film is very very short. It's like 93 minutes long. It's a fast-paced movie. It's not horrible. Like, don't listen to the critics that say it's derivative. I have seen worse, people. I've seen bigger budget movies from the 90s and the 2000s and the 2010s that were way worse than this. Mario Van Peebles plays a very likable character. He's badass. You also have William Sadler as the villain. He's always a good villain. I liked him in Die Hard 2, and he was a villain in a Seagal movie in the 80s, I believe. And also, you have Adrian Brody who plays the scientist. Spoiler alert: he dies in the movie because this is what he did before the Predators movie from 2010, and that was awful. It's worse than this. At least this movie is shorter and doesn't hold back. It is a PG-13, but it doesn't have a ton of gore or it doesn't have any nudity, but it serves its purpose. It's basically like a PM Entertainment movie from the 90s that were low budget, but it works really fine. There's no bad CGI in this movie, good stunt work, some decent explosions and fire, fire play, gunfire. And also, he's badass. Like he Solo breaks people's backs. He does that to William Sandler at the end, and he has some decent dialogue, and he's monotone, but he's not in a way. Think Scarlett Johansson and Ghost in the Shell, but without people saying that it's this racial stereotype that is whitewashing. Here, it's a decent movie. I know you probably were thinking, oh, you're going to review the new 2018 Solo, which did come out today. So yeah, some people saw it like a month ago, but no, I'm not going to review that. this is the movie I wanted to review. The real Solo. It's just Solo. There's no a Star Wars story here. Basically, the movie is it has flaws. Like some of the people in the movie, some of the like Damian Beecher is underused in the movie. He's one of the villains, like side characters, like a warlord or something. He's not in the film that much. Some of the townsfolks, like the kids, they're okay. Solo doesn't have a love interest, which is good because I don't think one of those Spanish chicks being with him it was going to be like anything special. It would have been forced. And also, like the film, I think with an R rating, it would have been a little bit better. But for a PG-13, it has less. It has more balls than a lot of like movies today, where they have to put CGI fights, like in freaking Suicide Squad or at the end of Wonder Woman, which was not that was not a good end fight. Like that was just too much. Like have real people fighting each other. It looks better. This movie is living proof of it. If you never heard of this movie, look it up. It's called Solo. Solo. So it beat Disney to the punch by 22 years. Yeah. So if they say, "Oh, this is an original title," no, it's not. This movie did it first, and I like it for that because I'm like, unlike the other movie, I have a lead I care about, and he's playing an original, well, not an original character, but he's not playing like a character that we've seen already. And you have Adrian Brody; he's pretty likable as the scientist. He delivers a decent performance. This is before he won an Oscar for The Pianist. William Sadler is always a good villain. The Spanish people didn't annoy me that much. Some of the dialogue I could have taken or leave it. And it's fast paced and it's not too talky. Like some action movies today have just way too much talking. Get to the action already. Stop boring me to tears. But anyway, yeah, Solo, this is not a bad movie compared to what we're getting today. The other movie that I want to call it. But yeah, I know it's not April Fool's Day, I get it, but I wanted to pull the wool over the eyes of the audiences so they wouldn't expect one thing and I give them another. So that's how I'm full of surprises, people. I'm unpredictable. You can't know what video I'm going to do next. But with Solo from 1996, it's not derivative. It's not horrible. It's got cliches, but it's not bad. It didn't deserve to flop. It should have been. It should have made decent amount of money back in '96. I mean, at that time you had like Independence Day, which is really good, and Mission Impossible. But not everything big budget is good. I mean, Speed 2 came out in '97, and that's horrible. And Batman and Robin. So there were films that came out before this movie and after this movie that had bigger budgets, and they look like shit, and they don't hold up. This movie, I think, still holds up for 1996. I was 11 when it came out. I would have liked the film back then too. There's a knife that he has that like it's a different kind of a knife that opens up and he throws it, and yeah, it's pretty badass. It's pretty decent for a movie, a low budget movie. I like low budget movies too, not just the big mainstream stuff that has tons, hundreds of millions of dollars behind it. So yeah, Solo. I'm not gonna get a lot of views for this. People are probably thinking, "Hey, you should see the 2018 movie." I'm like, I will not. I'm not reviewing it, and I don't want to do a rant saying I'm not going to review it because I've already said what I want to say about that movie. With this movie, it's decent. It gets a pass because it tried. It gave effort. It did things on a low budget that I think the movie cost like $15 million. That's still lower budgeted than anything today. That's not like an independent movie or an art house flick or a freaking Netflix movie or a TV movie. It doesn't look cheap. It looks really good for the time, and it still holds up. And it only made about $2 million on a budget of 15. That is sad. It deserved better. It deserves a Blu-ray with special features because Mario Van Peebles is still alive. I like him as an actor. He's done a lot of stuff that I enjoy, and he's a better lead than Alden Ehrenreich, whoever the hell that is. Because I'm like, it's not race. It's just the fact that he can take a monotone character that should have been boring as all hell, and he made it work. With Rogue One, I got a bunch of robotic performances, except for the robot himself, the droid K2SO, who actually is less robotic than the humans. Give me a lead I give a shit about. Male or female doesn't matter. Give me a lead I can get behind. Here I did, and it doesn't have a downbeat ending. Solo doesn't die. He laughs at the end really loud, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna move on and help these people, and then keep going." It's not as downbeat as like Terminator 2, which is a great movie, but it is better than this. But hey, this is better than the last Terminator movie. I'll take it because it doesn't have horrible CGI. It doesn't have a foreign cast shoved down your face, and it's not freaking 2 hours long. This is only 93 minutes. It's very easy to get through. It's an easy sit. And I guarantee you it's going to be more enjoyable with its 6% on Rotten Tomatoes than your 71% other movie that has the same name that they stole from this movie. Yeah. Even when you take a title, you steal it. Come up with your own original names, for crying out loud. Why can't you call it Han Solo? Makes more sense. But whatever, that's not about this. This is the movie Solo from 1996. Yep, back in the 90s they actually put effort into their names and they didn't copy other movies' names unless it was a remake or something. But anyway, Solo is decent. If you can watch it online, they have it on 123 movies. They have it on a lot of places to stream, and it's easy to find on VHS or DVD on Amazon. So it's not the hardest movie in the world to find. And I found it. I watched it. It's not terrible, and I got some entertainment value. That's all I want. I don't want agendas or us. I want entertainment at the very highest quality, whether it's on my computer, on DVD, on Blu-ray, in the theater, whatever. Just entertain me. Give me something that I can latch on to. And this, for a decent watch, it's fun. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please don't take this. Don't give me 100 thumbs down because you were expecting Han Solo movie. No, this is the original Solo movie with that name, and I think it's better because even though it's low budget, it gives me what I want. It doesn't hold back on the action. It doesn't bore me to death with talking. It doesn't have to put nostalgia in my face. It doesn't have to have a full foreign cast. No, it gives me what I want. And sometimes that's all I ask for. So I will see you guys in the next review. Later.